Hi lovelies, just jumping on here. I'm going to do a bit quick story time with me, and I did already start applying this. It's a cotton candy moisturizing mask, and my god does it smell divine. Like, I've already started applying it. But for this 15 minutes I thought I'd jump on here and we could have a quick chat. So this story time is going to be from when I was held against the Mental Health Act and put into the loony bin. So my loony bin started out at Nolan House in Albury. Now, I can't even tell you guys how, like, you think there'd be like big padded wall cells and things like that, but they're actually not, and they're actually not scary. So when I first went in, there was only one other person in there. That was another guy, and, well, not another guy, just a guy, and he was cool. He'd just keep bringing me up the iPad. He's like, oh Lisa, listen, and I went in on the 12th, I believe. So I was in there for a little bit before Cardi B's CD was released, and once that was released, that was just on repeat. And Eminem's Recovery. I don't know why I stuck to that so much. It was probably because of what I was going through, but yeah, that was definitely, those two were high up there on what I was listening to. And it was the same shit every day. You'd just be hearing the same thing off the nurses and off the doctors. No, you're too manic, you need to lower it. And I'm like, I can't. Like, this is not even, I'm not even manic right now. It's the fact that I speak fast, and I think you confuse that with mania, and it's not. It didn't matter what I said, what I did. It was just, they were not having it. And anyway, 2 weeks goes by, and I said to them, well, if I have to stay here, if I have to be under the Mental Health Act, I want to be in Victoria, because that's where I'm actually from. I'm actually not from here. And then they looked me up, and they're like, oh, you actually are from Wangaratta? And I said, yes, so transfer me back there, please. And they actually did, and I got a patient support van that drove me down to Wangaratta, and they were lovely, and I gave them their little 5-star review. And then when I got to Kerford, I was in the ICA, so the intensive care unit. Oh, one thing I got from Nolan was the jumper that says no problemo. Still have it, and that was one jumper that kept me certainly very warm, because I only had a pair of pants and like a boob tube top. So that was definitely something that kept me nice and toasty. And then they gave me socks and a pair of Ugg boots, and they were amazing there. And so then fast forward, when I got to Kerford, I was in the ICA again for another 2 weeks, and you can't have anything in there. You can't even have your paper knives. Like, they take them away from you, they take everything. And I was like, if you seriously think I'm going to harm myself with that, have you seen all the stuff out the back? And they're like, what do you mean? And I'm like, on that back patio area. And they're like, oh, is there things you could harm yourself with? I said, well, give me a box and I'll go clean it up. Like, give me something to do. I'm going insane here. Like, literally insane. So they gave me a box so I could go clean up all the things that I could potentially harm myself with. And I did. I went and cleaned them all up. And then came back inside and handed in, and there was everything from a Monster can to a rock to a brick to glass. Like, it was crazy. And once I transferred across from there, that's when things started to get a little bit more normal. There was more people that I could talk to. They had an art room, which I loved. That's where I was. Where's Lisa? In the art room, listening to music. That's where I was the entire time. Either that or out for a smoke. I'm not gonna lie, I had to stop smoking for 4 weeks to take it up again. Not gonna lie, between that and vapes, it's gotten worse. But yeah, I met some of the best people in there. Like, each day I'd be sitting in there writing down quotes upon quotes, and then all the inspirational stuff that was around the ward, I'd like write it all down and stuff like that to just try and get myself through the days. Like, I met a couple of really good friends in there that I still have on the outside today. I met my sis in there. I still have her on the outside today. So, you know, when I got released, that was one thing. We've been inseparable ever since, like very close friendship. But, you know, like, there's some people in life that come and go, and there's some people that should just stay forever, and I think she's just definitely one of those ones. We definitely have shared a very similar life, just 2 different lifetimes as such. But yeah, it's not scary or anything like that going into a psychiatric facility. If anything, the nurses are there that should be taking care of you. You know, you're going to clash with some of them, because I had a personality clash with quite a few, so that's always going to happen. But overall, it's definitely something that you should come out of feeling better. When I came out of there, it was more of them adjusting and tweaking my meds. And then when I came out of there, I came out with meds and stuff like that, and all the adjustments and all that had been made. So my doctor was aware as well. So I had a pretty good support team in that regard. So when I came out of there, other than feeling pretty cramped up from sleeping on a small little bed, I came out of there feeling pretty good. And I've been able to navigate myself ever since then by myself. So it's, I guess, having a mental breakdown, which I did, and going through psychosis is pretty scary. It's not something that I would want to do on the regular, that's for sure. Hitting that psychotic break and having that mental breakdown and just not even being aware of what's around you and things like that can actually be quite scary. So I had sleep deprivation that included that to just push me over the edge there. But yeah, I do plan on unpacking my clothes, and when I do unpack, so when I do move from where I'm currently at and move into a house and can unpack all of this and all my stuff in storage, I'm going to be going through it and donating a lot to Nolan House and Kerford, because they're the ones that really did get me through the most difficult time in my life. And even though it's just a jumper, I gave it to my sis when she needed it, and it kept her warm. So the way that we see it is that's just something that just holds a special place in our hearts, because somebody actually donated their stuff that served us a purpose. So we're going to do exactly the same with my stuff, and hopefully can help somebody else. But yeah, until next time, peace out.